Hi, I'm Chukwemeka Maxwell, and I'm a social entrepreneur based in Devon. I run a community interest social enterprise called Action to Prevent Suicide, CIC, whose vision is a life affirming world freer from suicide. I received support and funding from the Social Enterprise Support Fund when it launched in 2020, and I'm here to provide some information on how you can apply for the new fund launch. Social Enterprise Support Fund aims to provide grants between 10,000 and 100,000 to social enterprises in England to support those impacted by COVID-19. The Social Enterprise Support Fund is a 2-year project delivered by the Big Issue, Invest, Key Fund, Resonance, the School of Social Entrepreneurs, and Unlimited, in partnership with the National Lottery Community Fund. Thanks to the National Lottery players, the National Lottery Community Fund has committed £18 million to the partnership, which will offer vital and rapid financial support to more than 500 businesses focused on supporting their communities to recover from the pandemic. This video is a quick introduction to the application form itself. We'll be looking at which areas people assessing applications will be looking at, some of the terminology that is used, and where to go for more information. If you would like more information on the fund, then you can find the links at the end of the film to additional guidance and application form. It will tell you more about whether you're eligible for the fund, what funding is available, the full process for applying. There will be 2 rounds for applying, 25th of November, closing on the 21st of December at 1 p.m, and the 28th of February, closing on the 24th of March at 1 p.m. It is anticipated there'll be lots of applications, so please get those applications in as soon as possible. So, is your social enterprise eligible for this fund? Your social enterprise must be based in England, and the people you support must be mostly in England. Your social enterprise must have a social purpose and an asset lock, and be incorporated at least a year ago. Your organization could be a charity or a CIC. It could also be any other kind of legal structure, as long as it has clauses which mean that most of the profits are for social purposes, and it has an asset lock. An asset lock means that if an organization is wound up, the money has to go for social purposes, not to private individuals. Sadly, the fund cannot support unincorporated associations or sole traders. Your social enterprise income must be between £20,000 and 1.8 million. Because things have been all over the place during COVID, this income requirement can be met either by your last financial year or the previous financial year before COVID-19 hit. In exceptional circumstances for new organizations, applications may be accepted from organizations with income of at least 20,000 in the last 12 months, rather than the last financial year. This might apply to some organizations that were set up as a response to COVID-19. Income means trading income, grants, donations, and other types of income, but it does not include loans or equity. Your social enterprise must be substantially reliant on trading. This means that in normal times, you would be getting a substantial part of your income from trading. This might be sales to customers or to businesses or contracts with other organizations. Many organizations have not been able to trade in the last year. If that has been the case with your organization, the assessors will want to see that before COVID, your organization was doing a substantial amount of trading. At the very least, 20% of your income must have been from trading. If you are a new organization, the assessors will want to see that your business model going forward is based substantially on trading. Your social enterprise must be financially resilient, and with the support of this fund will survive at least the next 12 months. And finally, you need to have had a dual authority bank account. This means that at least 2 people are needed to withdraw money. If you haven't got dual authority bank account yet, you must be prepared to put it in place before you get the grant. If you're still not sure that you're eligible, please use the link at the end of the video for additional guidance and support. There are 9 sections to the application form. Across the top, you will see all the sections to give you an idea of what will be asked. The form seems long, but a lot of the questions are brief. Some of the questions have links to frequently answered questions to help you understand what the assessors are looking for. They are looking for quite a lot of financial information. You must attach at least 2 years statutory accounts, if you have them, at the end of the application form. These are the accounts that you send to Companies House or the Charity Commission. They must be full accounts showing your income and expenditure or profit and loss, not just a balance sheet. You should also send your management accounts for this year. They should show your income, expenditure for this year. It might be a spreadsheet or report from your financial system. If you're applying for over 50,000, you'll also need to send a cash flow statement for the next year. You can download a copy of the application questions to help you prepare your answers, but you will need to use the online form to apply. Some of the questions have a maximum word count. It is advisable to check your prepared answers are within the word count limit before you copy your answers into the online form. All of the questions with an asterisk are compulsory, and you will need to complete these before you go ahead to the next page. You can start the application form and come back to it a bit later, but you will need to save it. You will be asked to enter your email so the website can send you a link to your application. You can come back to it as many times as you need, as long as you submit it before the deadline. The fund is committed to inclusion, working to ensure that grants reach people that deliver to people for Black and Asian and minority communities, LGBTQA and plus communities, disabled people, people from around England, including those places hardest hit by COVID. The partnership are also committed to addressing social inequalities, barriers some groups face in accessing finance and support. This is why there is a target of 50% of the social enterprises awarded will be led by people from Black, Asian, and minority ethnic backgrounds, or led by people who are disabled. The partnership particularly welcomes applications from leaders with lived experience of the issues that their social enterprise is addressing. 5 different partners: Big Issue Invest, the Key Fund, Resonance, SSE, and Unlimited will be assessing applications and managing the grants. In the first part of the application form, it will ask you your previous relationship with these partner organizations. If you want to be assessed by one of the partners that you already have a relationship with, then you can specify this on the form. The Social Enterprise Support Fund is intended to strengthen social enterprises that are making a difference to their communities, to ensure that they are strong for the future and continue to make a difference long after the funding ends. To do this, the assessors will be aiming to understand 3 key areas. Firstly, how is your social enterprise making a difference to the communities it works with? What's its current impact is, and what potential impact it could achieve in the future. Then, how inclusive your organization is, including how it's led, how it reaches marginalized groups, and finally, how the grant will be used to strengthen your social enterprise to help it become more sustainable in the future. To understand the impact that your organization has, the assessors will want to understand your current activities, who you're working with, how you work with them, and what impact has on them. The form has some questions about this, but the assessors will also look at your website and social media, so it's really worth making sure that these are up to date. You can upload something about your social impact at the end of the application. This might be a recent social impact report, or just something as simple as a newspaper article or a case study about someone who you have worked with. All of this helps the assessors to understand your organization. To ensure the fund is supporting communities most in need, the partnership wants to understand a bit more about your board, your senior leadership team, your CEO, and the communities or organizations it's working with. The form asks for information about your ethnicity, gender, disability, and sexuality. You don't have to complete this if you don't have the information or prefer not to, But filling in this section will help you demonstrate how inclusive your organization is. Doing so will help the partnership to ensure that you're reaching all communities too. The form also asks if your CEO and your leadership or your board members are leaders with lived experience. A leader with lived experience, LLE, is someone who uses their first-hand experience of the social issue to create positive change for and with the communities and people they share those experiences with. For example, someone who's disabled, who has developed a product or service for disabled people, or a carer setting up a support service for other carers. A lived experience leader would not be, for example, a person who has volunteered for disabled people and who wants to set up a disability charity but isn't themselves disabled, or a carer of someone with dementia who has set up a support service for people with dementia. Whilst these experiences can be valuable in tackling the social issue and are still eligible, the partnership would refer to this as indirect or learnt experience. These questions help give the partnership a sense of how your organization is connected to the community you work with. What are you applying for? Then the form asks about how the funding you're seeking would make a difference to your community and to your social enterprise. You can apply for funding between 10,000 and 100,000, but you will need to provide more information for grants over 50,000. You will need to spend the grant within 12 months of the grant offer. The assessors want to understand how the funding will help you make a difference in your community. The funding can be used for helping you get your social enterprise back on track. This might be cost of getting training back up, running, supporting outreach, marketing, supporting your course whilst your business gets back to full strength, developing new markets and services, etc. And helping you work with communities that are recovering. This might be work related to supporting communities that have been hardest hit by COVID. For example, supporting people to get back to work, helping marginalized children catch up with their education, supporting families who've been bereaved, or providing services for people affected by non-COVID. It might also be helping people affected by mental health issues, reaching isolated elderly people, or working with women and children facing domestic violence, or many other projects and services. You can apply for a project that is mostly about getting your social enterprise back on track, or mostly about working with communities that are recovering, but the strongest applications will have an element of both. For example, you might be developing a new project that works with communities hit by COVID-19 that want to pilot or then sell to schools or local government. Or you might want to fund an outreach worker to get your community centre back to full strength, helping you generate income, but also getting isolated people back together. Or you might want to run a program to support people who have lost their jobs to get back to work. Also, develop your skills around winning government contracts. The assessors will be looking for plans which both provide impact for communities affected by COVID-19 and to strengthen your social enterprise long-term sustainability. You can apply for salary costs, project costs, running costs, and some equipment and refurbishment costs. There are some things you can't apply for, including motor vehicles, loan repayments. Check the guidance before you do your budget, and please check your budget before you submit your application. The Social Enterprise Support Fund aims to help you strengthen your organization, and part of the grant you can apply for 15% of your total budget, up to a maximum of £5,000, to be spent on external consultancy or training to help you strengthen your organization. This means, for example, if you apply for 20,000 in total, 3,000 could be for external consultancy or training. In the form, there is a section about the external support that will require your social enterprise to become stronger and more resilient. This may be about improving how you capture your impact, boosting your governance, supporting your marketing, helping your financial management, legal advice, or just general mentoring. If you don't know what support you want, you can still ask for the money as part of your grant. If you can get the grant, Partnership will offer you some one-to-one support to help you work out what you need. You don't have to apply for funding for external support or training, but it may strengthen your application if you do so. The Social Enterprise Support Fund is about social enterprise that are looking to strengthen their organization and need help to do so. I hope this video highlights the areas assessors will be looking at. If you would like some more advice, please see the guidance on the website. The partnership are committed to ensuring the funding reaches social enterprise who are having the most impact and are most in need of support. But the Social Enterprise Support Fund won't be able to support everyone. I wish you well in your important work. Hope you'll be able to access the support you need. As promised, here is the link to the website where you can start your application and find out about further support that is on offer. Thanks for watching this video and goodbye.